Day. Honourable Members, I have received a letter from Grant Robertson seeking to debate under Standing Order 386 the retention of the Honourable John Banks as a Minister of the Crown, despite Mr Banks' failure to tell the truth about electoral donations from Kim.com. Documents from a police file of the John Banks investigation have been released. The accumulation of information in regard to an issue is not of itself a particular case of recent occurrence. A case of recent occurrence occurs when a decision is publicly announced by the government. An urgent debate cannot be granted on the basis of newspaper speculation. The application is therefore declined. Honourable Members, I have also received a letter from Catherine Delahunty seeking to debate under Standing Order 386 the closure and merging of schools in Canterbury. The application for an urgent debate should be received by the Speaker at least 1 hour before the House meets. The member's application was received at 1:36 p.m. Now, under Standing Order 3861, the Speaker does have the authority to consider an application lodged after 1 p.m. where the event on which the application is based occurs within 1 hour of the House sitting. In deciding whether or not to consider this application today, the matters that I've taken into consideration include when the announcement was made, and it was made at 1 p.m. in Christchurch by the ministers, by the responsible ministers, I think the Honourable Jerry Brownlee and the Honourable Hekia Parata, but that neither of the ministers are currently in the House right now. On the basis that the announcement was not made by the government until 1 p.m, and also the fact that neither responsible minister is in the House today, I am prepared to consider such an application at the House's next sitting. And therefore, I'm declining the application for today, but making it clear that does not mean that, in fact, I would not consider it not to be a matter of recent occurrence were it to be raised at the next House sitting. Point of order, Michael Woodhouse.
Mr Speaker, it's not going to affect the decision you've made, but it's worth pointing out that the decisions are embargoed until 4 p.m. this afternoon and have not been publicly announced.
Order. I think the member's point adds, I think, to the merit of the decision just made, that the appropriate time to consider such an application would be next sitting day. Point of order, Catherine Delahunty.
Point of order. Thank you for your ruling, Mr Speaker. I'd just like to make the point that the embargo was breached at least.
Order. There's not a point of order. I call on Government Order of the Day number 1.
Advanced Technology Institute Bill, first reading.
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, I move that the Advanced Technology Institute Bill be now read a first time. Mr Speaker, I nominate the Education and Science Committee to consider the bill. At the appropriate time, I will move that the Education and Science Committee report to the House on the Advanced Technology Institute Bill by 6th of November 2012, and that the committee have authority to meet at any time while the House is sitting, except during oral questions, during any evening on a day on which there has been a sitting of the House, and on a Friday in a week in which there has been a sitting of the House, and outside the Wellington area, despite Standing Orders 188, 190...
Order.
...and 191, 1B and C. Mr Speaker, this bill provides the legislative framework for establishing the Advanced Technology Institute, or ATI, a new high-tech HQ for innovative New Zealand businesses. The purpose of the Advanced Technology Institute is simple: to help get New Zealand's best ideas out of the lab and into the marketplace more quickly. The reality is that New Zealanders are great at coming up with smart ideas, but we do need to become more successful at translating those ideas more quickly into commercially successful products. The ATI will be a one-stop shop to assist high-tech firms become more competitive by better connecting them with innovation and business development expertise and facilities that it will exist both within the ATI and across New Zealand's Crown Research Institutes, universities, polytechnics and other research organisations. It will focus on industries with high growth potential, such as food and beverage manufacturing, agri-technologies, digital technologies, health technologies, therapeutics and high-value wood products. The ATI will help companies to grow and become more competitive. It will help increase the number of research and development capable firms. It will help lift New Zealand's exports of high-value manufactured goods and services and support economic growth. An important part of the government's business growth agenda is ensuring there are better linkages between business, science, engineering and design to ensure great ideas are commercialised and generate income and jobs for New Zealanders. The success of the ATI will be measured by how much it helps manufacturing and service firms to innovate, to increase their productivity, to grow their exports and to operate more efficiently. Mr. Speaker, growing innovation is a key way to creating a better performing economy and improving the standard of living of all New Zealanders. This government has set the goal of raising the amount businesses spend on R&D from 0.54% to 1% of GDP. OECD research shows that at a national level, increasing business expenditure on research and development drives economic growth. That is why we want the current investment from business and R&D to go up, and that's why we are co-funding with businesses in substantial R&D expenditure. International evidence shows that institutes like the ATI help companies innovate beyond the point their own capabilities allow, enabling them to increase earnings and employ more people. The government has committed $166 million in this year's budget to support the ATI. The Advanced Technology Institute Bill establishes the ATI as a Crown agent, recognising its mix of commercial and non-commercial objectives, its role in facilitation, and as a gateway through which businesses can access funding for research and development. It will deliver specific programs and initiatives, and therefore there will need to be a close alignment between the ATI's strategy and activities and government policy. Based in Auckland, the Hutt Valley and Christchurch, the ATI will be very different from other New Zealand research institutions. It will be very strongly business-focused and connected, and very responsive to commercial imperatives and timeframes. It will offer a broad range of innovation support services, including technical services, as well as providing access to specialised expertise and facilities. It will also seek to improve connectivity between businesses and the significant but highly distributed capability that exists across New Zealand's many public and private research organisations. It will help provide a route to global knowledge, expertise and technology. Therefore, collaboration will be key for the ATI. To succeed, it must work well with industry, Crown Research Institutes, universities and polytechnics, and other research providers to develop partnerships that maximise commercialisation opportunities. It will facilitate placements of researchers and graduate students with industry, while allowing academic stars to advance their careers and gain greater financial reward. The assets and staff of Industrial Research Limited will form much of the foundation of the ATI, and this bill provides for IRL to become a non-CRI subsidiary company of the ATI upon its establishment. Mr. Speaker, last month the government appointed a highly experienced 7-member establishment board which is charged with making the necessary operational decisions to get the ATI operational as soon as possible. We have also announced that the Advanced Technology Institute will be named after one of New Zealand's greatest scientists, the late Sir Paul Callaghan. Sir Paul believed science was not only about great ideas, but about getting value from those ideas through innovation and commercialisation. Those views, Mr. Speaker, exactly reflect the ambition of this new institute, so there can be few more appropriate names to be associated with it. Mr. Speaker, it is important that this bill be considered promptly and reported back to the House by 6th of November so that the Advanced Technology Institute can be up and running early in 2013 and doing its good work for this country. I commend, Mr. Speaker, this bill to the House.
The question is that the motion be agreed to.
Mr. Speaker.
I call the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to acknowledge the words of the Minister and in particular the dedication